Coming to you live from Death Valley in Clemson, South Carolina. We got a good one on tap for you guys coming up tonight. We got the Michigan Wolverines taking on the Clemson Tigers. I'm Jeff Melanishin, and joining me in the booth is Greg Cooksey. Greg, we've been talking about this game leading up to it. Now both teams are ready to take the field. What are some key storylines that you're looking forward to in today's game?
Well, I'm going to be looking to see how Dior Chapman does. Dior Chapman has not rushed for over 100 yards since week 3 of last season, so let's see how he can do if he can pick up a little bit of the slack.
As Tim Benjamin will return it 25 yards, and here we will see Tanner Jones, the quarterback from Michigan, who's coming in with 387 passing yards in week 1. And we'll have to see what he could do against the Clemson Tigers defense. And he comes out here in a 2x2 shotgun set. He takes the snap. He's going to fire this one out. Pass is going to be caught by the receiver, making some moves and getting just enough for the first down. That's Trey Greer.
Nice job there by Trey Greer of finding some open space and picking up an extra first down.
First down and 10, so one completion for Tanner Jones and one pass attempt, starting out really good. As the pocket is starting to collapse, he fires this one underneath to the check down, and he will get 3 yards. That's Dior Chapman.
Well, that pass rush by Clemson looks pretty good right there, Jeff.
2nd and 7 for Jones in the shotgun. He takes the snap. Chapman is coming out of the backfield. He's going to fire this one, and it's going to be intercepted by Clemson. And stepping out of bounds. What a play from the defense of Clemson here early.
Well, Tanner Jones has a little bit of a interception bug, it looks like. He threw an interception last week, and he throws one this week. And, well, we'll see how Michigan rebounds from that.
Jesse Young, the corner backup, making the play and giving the ball in perfect prime real estate to Will Slay, who drops back, pocket collapsing, throws down the run, but it's going to fall harmlessly to the turf, incomplete.
Well, Michigan did a good job overcoming the line right there of Clemson. They're going to have to step up a little bit.
Pistol set. Will Slay will keep it, but he runs into his own offensive lineman and falls to the turf, and that would be a loss of 1. Michael Fisher.
An opportunistic play right there by Michael Fisher. It doesn't get much easier than that. Got to watch it if you're Will Slay.
Michael Fisher, the middle linebacker, will get credited for the tackle for loss on Will Slay. And here, 3rd down and 11. Will Slay, the lefty, will sling this one. Wide open receiver. It's caught on the outside, and it gets inside the 10. Jonathan Lamar with his first reception, 36 yards.
Well, it looks like Juice Staley had a little bit of trouble there with the receiver. He's going to have to lock down a little bit better.
And what a play from Will Slay on 3rd down to convert. It was 3rd and long. And there, Clemson with a key 3rd down conversion. Will Slay looking for somebody open. He throws it, almost going to be intercepted by Bobby Taylor. Instead, it falls as a pass deflection.
Well, Will Slay had a lot of great protection right there. It's unfortunate he wasn't able to connect in the end zone.
2nd and goal. Will Slay drop it back, throws it to the end zone, wide open. Mark Woods. That's a 4-yard touchdown reception. And on the first drive, set up with the interception, they drive all the way down for the touchdown.
Well, that's the way you got to do things. You got to score off of turnovers, and Clemson found a way to do it.
Frazier Flores, the kicker, will bust it through the uprights and good. And Clemson early here, 7-0 against Michigan.
Well, Tanner Jones is going to have to settle down here a little bit. He, going into last week, had not thrown an interception since week 4 of last season, and here he's thrown 2 in the past 2 weeks. So what kind of a response he gets?
Yeah, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions last week, and here he already has 3. As Michigan will return this one out, he's take a look at Clemson Tigers defense, only allowing 14 yards, but it's early. That was only 1 drive, but yet that interception could prove large here for Michigan, though it's still early, plenty of time left. And here Tanner Jones will start from his own 30-yard line, and he has Dior Chapman lined up to his left. Tight end coming in motion from left to right. That's Owen Ryan. Tanner Jones will keep it. He's going to fire this one out. Pass is going to be caught, and that is Trey Greer, 10 yards. And again, they go to Greer here, and it's another first down.
Oh, Trey Greer playing a factor early, and he is stepping up and making plays for him. We'll see how much they use him tonight.
First down and 10. Tanner Jones will keep it on the option. He's got room outside, and there's that speed, and he's got enough for the first down inside Clemson territory for the first time. And this drive, they look like they got this one underneath their belt.
Well, that speed is a great weapon for Tanner Jones, and he needs to use it a lot more. There he uses it on that play.
And a great option keeper for Tanner Jones. And here it's first down and 10. At the 44-yard line, he takes the snap, and he is going to take off and run. And look at that speed. He's got enough. Oh, he's going to fumble it, but it's going to be Kirk Andrews, Johnny on the spot with the fumble recovery. I'm sure Michigan fans all over had a sigh of a heartbreaker there.
Absolutely. Tanner Jones a little careless with that. You got to be more careful when you're running the football.
First down and 10, pistol set. Tanner Jones is going to throw this one underneath to Chapman coming out of the backfield. He trucks over a guy. He stiff arms. He's still on his feet inside the 36-yard rush there for Dior Chapman.
Little display of power right there, running over that defender by Dior Chapman. That was impressive.
Second and 4. Tanner Jones will take the shotgun snap. Going to fire it. Pass is going to be caught by Kurt Andrews for 4 yards, but nonetheless, it moves the chains for a first down.
Well, that's what you get sometimes, just work in little clusters, and that was a good job making sure that he was in bounds and knowing where he was on the field.
First down and 10. Inside the red zone are the Wolverines. Tanner Jones fired this one underneath, but it falls off the hands and incomplete. Second and 10 for Tanner Jones.
Noah Bishop there on the play. Oh.
Taking the shotgun snap. Pocket starting to collapse. He's got to fire this one out. He does. He finds Andrews, and he hits something out of nothing 5-yard reception there.
This has been an impressive drive here by the Michigan offense. This Michigan team has a lot of grit to it. That was evidenced last week. Jake Maddox makes a big hit right there.
3rd and 5. Can Michigan convert this third down and keep the drive alive? 5:45 left to go in the first quarter. Dior Chapman coming out of the backfield. And there's Tanner Jones throwing it, but it falls off the hands and incomplete. The defense was swarming around the football, and luckily it wasn't picked off.
Ty Perry did a good job being in the right place at the right time on that play.
And we will see Cassius Castle, the kicker for Michigan, as the kick is through the uprights and good as Michigan closes, puts points on the board, only down 4. But after that drive, you got to wonder, did they leave some points on the field?
Well, I absolutely think that they moved the ball very well, and when you come up short like that, it's always a disappointment. But at least they shortened this lead a little bit.
The return from Dedrick Law gets the 26 yards, and Clemson will have start their second possession here in the first quarter, as they will have to drive longer than they did on their last possession, thanks for no interception there. As Will Slay will keep it, but he is going to be hit and stopped. And coming up and making the play is John Hill Jordan.
Well, that's an awful job by the offensive line of Clemson, letting John Hill Jordan through like that, and they're going to pay for it with a loss of yards.
2nd and 12. Will Slay in the pistol, full house set. He keeps it, but he's going to try to throw it, but he is going to be sacked for the first sack of the ballgame. That is John Hill Jordan again from his strong safety spot.
Well, John Hill Jordan proving he's going to make an impact on this game. He knows where the holes are and where to get through them, and he makes a big play right there.
So the first sack of the ballgame goes to Michigan's defense. And still pistol set for Clemson on this third down. They're going to set up the halfback screen, but down goes Will Slay. He's going to be sacked for 10 yards this time.
It looks like Logan Simmons is in there, and he did a great job bringing pressure.
And that's the first 3 and out of the ballgame, and it goes to the Michigan defense, forcing Clemson to have to punt this one from their end zone. As James Tucker, the punter, 2 yards deep, and he will get the punt away. And Michigan not deciding to go for the block. They want the field position. And the return all the way inside the 40-yard line by Tim Benjamin. So Tanner Jones is going to have perfect prime real estate on this drive.
Hopefully he'll be able to find a way to make things happen with the speed. That seems to be how Notre Dame was moving Michigan, was moving the ball the best.
2-by-2 set from shotgun. Tanner Jones with Dior Chapman to his left. Jones dropping back, trying to fire it to Chapman, but it goes incomplete.
Well, I was not too sure what was going on with that play. There was a lot of Clemson defenders there.
2nd and 10, Tanner Jones taking the shotgun snap, going to take a shot deep downfield, and it's going to be caught by Tim Benjamin. 21-yard reception, moving the chains.
Well, when you have the personnel to be able to take a shot like that, you should always try to do it, and here it pays off because Tim Benjamin does a good job making short work of the defensive back.
Look at that, 6 first downs for Michigan to 1 for Clemson. Already here in the first quarter, Tanner Jones taking the shotgun snap, going to fire this one to the sidelines. Pass is going to be caught by this time by Kobe Shade for 3 yards. Second and 7 for Tanner Jones as the tight end, Owen Ryan, coming in motion from right to left. Jones will fire this time. Coming out of the backfield is Castle. So Cletus with his first reception goes for 2 yards.
Well, Cletus Castle trying to make another impact on both sides. He didn't do much right there, but we'll see what happens.
3rd down and 5. And this time they go pistol. Tanner Jones, pocket is starting to collapse. He's going to have to throw this one away, but it gets deflected and falls harmlessly to the turf. And again, Michigan will have to settle for 3.
But that was some good push up front, especially by Bill McAllister. This Clemson defensive line is going to be tough to deal with.
Cassius Castle will bust this one through the uprights yet again. He's 2 for 2 on the night as Michigan pulls within 1. It is now a 7-6 ball game.
Well, they're picking up points, Jeff, so that's the most important thing at this point.
Yeah, but at the same time, we got to give credit to Clemson's defense holding Michigan in the red zone 2 different occasions here to 3 points as Dane Jones gets the ball out 26-yard on the return.
Well, that's a guy I'd like to see get going here is Dane Jones. He had a big week last week against Alabama. They need him to step up and make a big impact here.
Slay dropping back from shotgun. He's going to run this time as he gets the hole, and he will slide down for a pickup of 8 before he saw Cletus Castle coming to light his Castle up.
And Castle is a big guy to have coming at you, so he did the right thing.
And we already saw what happened. Tanner Jones didn't get down, and he fumbled the football. Luckily, Michigan was able to recover. But this time, Will Slay will go for a loss of 1 as Cletus Castle will get his first tackle for loss of the game.
Well, Cletus Castle's starting to have a big night. He's a big part of that defense, and they need him to play well if they're going to win this football game.
3rd down and 4. Coming with 3 minutes left to go in the first quarter. Will Slade dropping back. Can they convert the 3rd down? He's going to chuck it underneath. Oh, what a move. Able to get enough for the first down. Dwayne Forstall. And that goes for 8 yards.
Well, nice little dump off there by Will Slade. He had a defensive lineman coming in, crashing in on him.
And able to do the okie doke and get enough for the first down. Will Slay here on first down. He's going to scramble out of the pocket. This time he won't get down, and he is going to get destroyed by Castle, but not before he picks up another gain of 8.
Well, another great play right there by Will Slay with his feet to know when to run with the ball and not force something to happen. Looks like he's down, Jeff.
Yeah, 2nd and 2 here as Will Slay in the backfield in the shotgun. He'll keep it on the option, and he's got some blockers outside, and he gets all the way inside Michigan territory.
We'll keep sticking with what's working, and right now running the ball is working for Clemson. Look at that big pickup and the push that he got out front up there to get some extra yards.
Will Slay had 5 touchdowns last week, and that was a career high. And now he has a touchdown already through the air, and he's trying to get one going on the ground as Clemson is inside Michigan territory for the 2nd time. And there he keeps it on the option, going outside. He's got the blocks and pushing him out of bounds to stop any further damage is Raheem Darko.
Well, Will Slay got a huge block by Dane Jones right there, cutting off Logan Simmons, and that's what makes that play happen. Great job there by Dane Jones.
Is there anything from the defense that you could do to stop those runs, Greg?
Well, you're just going to have to keep bringing pressure with your linebackers and maybe even get your safeties into the game involved, I think.
And the first carry of the day for Chamberlain King goes for a gain of 3.
Michigan does a good job collapsing those holes right there.
Good job from the Michigan defensive line. They're going to have to try to make a stand here, trying to hold Clemson to 3 points, just like Clemson's defense has done to Michigan 2 straight times. Running back going out, and Will Slay will fire it underneath. Pass is going to be caught, and inside the end zone for a touchdown is Dorian Chase Miller.
Well, Dorian Chase Miller is a receiver that really intrigues me. Great way to use his speed to get open right there. Michigan having a hard time stopping Clemson on offense. Not the time you need a breakdown.
That is the first touchdown reception from Dorian Chase Miller of his CFSL career. Last week, 7 receptions, 126 yards. So how he did not find the end zone last week is beyond me.
That's a mystery.
As the kick is away, the extra point attempt was through the uprights and good. As now we get a break in the action. Just want to give a shout out to everybody watching on YouTube. Thank you guys so much for joining us for tonight. I see Tim Cope, Dane Jones, Ty Perry, Josh Clayton in the chat. I also see Shane as well. Thank you guys so much. Justin Haskins as well, as the throw out from Tanner Jones to Trey Jackson goes for a gain of 3.
Nice little job on that read option pass right there by Tanner Jones.
2nd and 5 for the Wolverines, up to the 30-yard line as Tanner Jones with pressure in his face, able to find Ryan, the tight end, for a first down.
It was a nice job by Clemson getting in Tanner Jones' face right there.
Looked like they brought the linebacker blitz on a zone there, and Tanner Jones was able to find his tight end, and here he throws it underneath to Kurt Andrews for a 4-yard gain.
Well, Clemson was not going to let him get anywhere on that play. That was good tight coverage right there.
2nd and 6, under 40 seconds left to go in the first quarter. Tanner Jones from shotgun, going to fire it to Dior Chapman coming out of the backfield, able to get just enough for the first down. That's 8 yards and enough to move the chains yet again for the second straight time on this drive.
Well, keep moving those chains if you're Michigan. What you're doing is working.
First down and 10 now. They're 3 yards short of midfield. Tanner Jones, shotgun, Dior Chapman to his right. Jones taking the snap, pressure coming off the edge, able to find Chapman coming out of the backfield, and able to get just enough. They're going to pick up 9 yards on that play, but it seems like they're using Chapman coming out of the backfield a lot.
Yes, it does, and that's a great way to get your offense started when you've got a good running back, run your offense through him.
2nd and 1. This will be the last play of the first quarter, as Tanner Jones will find Trey Greer for 11 yards and enough to move the chains with 2 seconds left to go in the first quarter.
Another big play there by Greer.
And we have come to the end of the first quarter. We got a good one on our hands. Clemson up early, 14-6, but Michigan is driving. You're watching the CFSL on YouTube. We'll be back right after this. Welcome back to Week 2 coverage of the CFSL. I'm Jeff Melanishin, and my analyst Greg Kutze is beside me. As Tanner Jones on the first down play, he'll throw it out, and Trey Jackson gets 15 yards, and Michigan again is marching down the field on this Clemson defense.
Well, Jake Maddox got kind of burned there on that play, but he did a nice job catching up to him and taking him down.
It's going to be something to watch. Can Jake Maddox hold his own against some of these receivers from Michigan? He did pretty well last week, but here it looks like that's someone that they're looking to attack. As Tanner Jones on the on the draw will give it to Chapman, but he's going to be hit and stopped for a 4-yard loss. Aiden Berry coming down and making the play.
And that's a great move by Aiden Berry, being able to defeat that offensive line right there.
2-by-2 shotgun set for Tanner Jones. He takes the snap. Pocket is clean. He's going to have to find somebody, and he's going to throw it over the head of the running back coming out of the backfield. That's going to be incomplete.
That's an errant throw right there by Jones. Jones has got to do a little bit better of a job seeing what else is available.
I wonder if his height had something to do with that. He is one of the, height-wise, one of the smallest QBs in the league. And here on 3rd and 14, gonna have to chuck this one underneath to Chapman, who powers through with a stiff arm, but is not gonna get through the Clemson defense all the way. And there, he's gonna be 4th down and 7.
That was a nice stop there. You got to be disappointed if you're Michigan. You got to find ways to score touchdowns, and they're not doing that right now.
Cassius Castle, he remains perfect. He's 3 for 3, and it's 14-9. So the 10-play drive for Michigan again results in 3 straight field goals for them. Is there anything on for Michigan that you'd like to see them do to maybe punch their way into the end zone?
Well, I'd like to see them get D.R. Chapman going a little bit more. I've said before, I'm a big believer in getting that run game going and running your offense through that. So let's see if they can do that.
Yeah, kind of surprising for Michigan. And here the handoff to Dane Jones, tongue twister. And he only goes for 2 yards.
Well, he stopped right there. I'm not sure why he stopped. If he saw something he didn't like or wasn't sure of the direction he was going or what. 2nd and 8 now for Will Slay and company.
Receiver coming in motion. That's Chamberlain King from left to right. Another handoff to Dane Jones. He goes up the middle, but he's going to be no gain on the play as Castle and company. Logan Simmons there on the tackle.
Well, you're just trying to keep them offense because that defensive line of Michigan's done a pretty good job right now.
2 for 3 on 3rd down is Clemson. And here they're going to set up the halfback screen. Do they have enough blocks out wide? Dane Jones breaks off a tackle but goes out of bounds. And a great stand from Michigan as they will get the ball back.
Absolutely a great job staying home and holding that play to the bare minimum. You really needed that kind of a stop right there.
That is Clemson's second 3 and out of the game. And give credit to Michigan's defense as the return here. Oh, he looked like he had something going, and he's going to be tackled down inside Clemson territory. Tim Benjamin, 19 yards, but it looked like we almost had a punt return there.
He very easily could have broken that for 6, that's for sure.
14-9, Clemson on top of Michigan here early in the second quarter. Tanner Jones finding this one to Owen Ryan, and there it goes for 5 yards.
Josh Clayton on the stop right there.
2nd and 5 now for Tanner Jones and company. Dior Chapman lined up to his left. Quick receiver screen, and they looks like they had the blocks out there and getting enough for the first down. Kurt Andrews goes for 10-yard reception, and that was a great design play call from Michigan.
It absolutely was, and he did a good job using his wheels getting open right there.
11 first downs for Michigan. We'll have to see if they could do something in the red zone. And here, Tanner Jones finding his tight end and getting enough. That's Owen Ryan inside the 10-yard line.
Owen Ryan throws a stiff arm right there that helps him pick up some extra yards on Aiden Berry, it looks, or Josh Clayton it was. Aiden Berry making the stop.
Yeah, Josh Clayton taking all of Owen Ryan and not able to bring him down. First down and goal. Play action throwing it underneath, and that's going to be Trey Jackson, but he's going to be hit and stopped for no gain. The defense again for Clemson coming up big when needed.
They understand that you have to be able to come up big in the goal line situations like this, and that's what they're doing. Another huge stop by Josh Clayton.
Yeah, what a game Josh Clayton is having, especially in the red zone, coming in with 8 tackles on the ball game in the season so far through one game. And here, he's already had about 3 or 4 nice tackles. Tanner Jones on second down and goal. He's looking for somebody, but he is going to find the turf as he will be sacked. And who else but Bill McAllister?
So Bill McAllister, an awful tough guy to block, and here he finds his way with the Michigan offensive line, and he makes a big play.
That's the second sack of the season, and it's a big one as the second one will drop Michigan all the way back. This is going to be a long third down and goal. Tanner Jones was just going to chuck this one underneath. Kurt Andrews will get it, but still Michigan, their woes in the red zone will continue for tonight's game.
Ty Perry comes up with a big stop right there. This goal line defense from Clemson is really impressive, Jeff. I like what I'm seeing.
Yeah, and they'll have to settle for another Cassius Castle field goal, and he remains perfect. He's 4 for 4, but Clemson, you know that if you could score touchdowns like they've done on 2 possessions, and you hold the opposing team to field goals, that more important, you're going to have a chance to win. But still, at the end of the day, and we have a breakaway from Dane Jones. He's down the sideline, inside Michigan territory to the 40-yard line, 58-yard return. Dane Jones giving Will Slay perfect company, perfect field position for this drive, as Will Slay won't find anybody. He'll throw this one over the head and into the stands.
But to get back to your point about Clemson's defense, Jeff, they expect to be big in the SEC, and this is how they're going to do it. They've been pretty good for 2 weeks in a row now.
2nd and 10, Will Slay going to fire this one underneath, but it falls off the hands prematurely of Dane Jones, probably looking for who was in front of him.
Well, that could be, and Cletus Castle also did a great job of sticking his hand up there and making sure that pass didn't get completed.
3rd down and 10. Will Slay taking a shot deep, and it's going to fall incomplete. The coverage was out there from Staley, but it falls harmlessly to the turf. 4th down and 10, and we'll see the punting unit.
Well, Michigan comes up with a big stand right there. They're playing tough on defense right now.
Another 3 and out for Clemson's offense, and the punt will go into the end zone for a touchback. But we are seeing a very well defensive game. I mean, Clemson's letting Michigan's offense drive, but it looks like as soon as they get inside the red zone, Clemson's defense comes to life. And on the other side, Michigan's defense, they're holding Clemson to some 3 and outs here. That's the 3rd one of the game. And here, Tanner Jones will start off in the shotgun set. He's going to be a play action. He's going to try to throw it underneath. But again, the defense forces the incompletion.
Bill McAllister there. This Clemson defense is very opportunistic, and that's what they're being right now.
2nd down and 10. Tanner Jones with the pressure in his face. He able to find Tim Benjamin for 9 yards. 3rd down and 1.
Well, Clemson doing a good job executing their coverage assignments. They're making sure that if Michigan does catch balls right now, they're getting almost no yards after catch.
3rd down and 1 for Tanner Jones, and he's going to keep it on the option, but the defense for Clemson coming up and making the play. That is Aiden Berry coming in. We've called his name a couple times in here. He gets Tanner Jones going east and west, and that's not something you want if you're a running quarterback.
No, it's not, but Aiden Berry does a good job of making sure he tracks him down. His eyes were on him the whole way right there.
Surprise stat is that's the first 3 and out for Michigan. There was the 2 plays that resulted in the interception on their first drive of the ball game. But this is the first 3 and out for Michigan on offense.
Well, it shows that they've been able to pick up and be disciplined when they need to be. They've just got to figure out how to get the ball in the end zone here.
1st down and 10 for Will Slay. He's at his own 44-yard line. He takes the shotgun snap. Pocket is collapsing, and he's going to be hit and dropped. Sacked for a 1-yard loss. Logan Simmons.
Well, Logan Simmons, we've called his name a couple of times this evening, too. That's a big play. That happens because the receivers don't get any separation, and Michigan's backfield, or secondary, clearly doing a good job of these Clemson receivers.
2nd and 11, Will Slay from under center, dropping back, but he's going to cut his drop back and just throw the football away.
Well, Michigan did not give him enough time to throw the ball at all.
2:05 on 3rd down is Clemson's offense, and here they're going to try again. 3rd and 11, Will Slay will make the completion to Forstall, but it's going to be a 5-yard reception. They'll be 6 yards short.
Well, John J. Hill came rushing in there and tried to get his hand up and on the ball, just couldn't do it.
And the punt is away from James Tucker. It's going to be fielded by Benjamin, breaking out of a tackle, and he is going to be tackled at the 25-yard line. So that is where we will see Tanner Jones and company. First down and 10 from the 25-yard line. Tanner Jones taking the shotgun snap. Pocket is clean, and he's going to take off and run, or at least try to, but Bill McAllister was waiting for him and tackled for a loss of 1.
Well, nothing really open right there that Jones likes, so he did what quarterbacks are trained to do and took the ball and run. That's about all he could do in that type of situation.
And the defense, give credit to Clemson's defense downfield. not allowing the receivers to get open, and then Tanner Jones looking to take off, and Bill McAllister was waiting for him. Tanner Jones is going to fire this one out to the left. Pass is going to be caught by Trey Greer, and again, enough to move the chains for a first down. They are finding these receivers on the sidelines, and they are making the catches.
Absolutely, and Trey Greer proving he's worthy of being a big part of this offense. He's made some big-time catches tonight.
Third play of the drive, first down and 10. Tanner Jones looking to take off. He gets outside, but Bill McAllister chases him and only holds Tanner Jones for a gain of 4.
Well, Bill McAllister was not going to let a big play happen right there. He's made big plays tonight, and he steps up, and yet there's another one.
2:40 left to go in the first half of coverage. And Tanner Jones looking to take off. He's got enough for the first down, and that's all he's going to get before he's going to be tackled. He needs to learn how to get down. We already saw one fumble from him earlier.
Yes, we do, and he cannot afford to put the ball on the ground and put Michigan in a position to where they could go down even more.
Tight end Ryan in motion from left to right. Tanner Jones taking a snap. He's going to take a shot downfield into double coverage. Almost intercepted. Jake Maddox and Aiden Berry in coverage, and it falls to the turf, incomplete.
Well, this is a great secondary that Clemson has, and they're stepping up and again closing off the end zone. Not sure what Jones thought there.
2nd and 10. Tanner Jones taking another shot. This time it's going to go deep, and it's going to be intercepted, but it's going to fall incomplete. And so luckily, Tanner Jones is living to fight another down.
Well, he's gotten lucky a couple times here on this drive. He's got to settle down here a little bit.
And Michigan, 3rd down. They are 0 for 5, looking to convert a 3rd down. Tanner Jones taking a shot deep. He's got a receiver, but it's going to be broken up as Law was out there, but it falls to the turf, incomplete. It's going to be 4th down and 10.
Well, Law got beat big time earlier on a play, so this is a great job that he does stepping up and making sure he doesn't give up a big play again.
Brian Russell, the punter, will punt this one away. It's going to be fielded at the 10 by Dane Jones, who's got some blocks out wide. Look at him, dips and doing through the coverage unit and gets a good return, 20 yards. So with 1:48, what are you expecting from this Clemson offense, Greg?
Well, I really don't think there's any reason to do anything other than run the ball right here. You've got the lead. Just run time up the clock and try to get to halftime.
But they say no to that, but they will run hit with Will Slay, who breaks out of a tackle from Castle and able to get down for a gain of 5.
Just take your time right here, Jeff. There's no reason to make anything special happen, I don't think.
Will Slay bouncing off of Cleus Castle. That's something we've probably never seen in the CFSL. And here, Will Slay able to break out of that tackle as he fires it, but it's going to fall incomplete, setting up a 3rd down and 5.
Well, again, if you don't see anything there, just throw it away. So Slay does a good job with his awareness.
Under center is Will Slay. It was a bunch set, but the receiver motions over from right to left. Will Slay firing it in that direction, but it falls incomplete. And so Michigan's defense with another stop here, and they will get the ball back.
Tight coverage right there from Sly Spikes. Michigan's been up to this challenge, Jeff. They just need to get a little more out of their offense.
The punt is away. Tim Benjamin is waiting for it, and he breaks out of a tackle, but it's going to be stopped at the 35-yard line, but not before he picks up 9. But now with 1:28 left, some all right field position for Tanner Jones. What are you expecting from Michigan?
Try to get the ball in the end zone. It's a little bit of a different thing. You need a score. Let's see if they can get it here.
Shotgun snap for Tanner Jones. He's going to take a shot deep here early. He's got a receiver. Tim Benjamin's down the sidelines, and he is going to waltz into the end zone. Law couldn't catch him. 64 yards, 1 play, touchdown drive. Tanner Jones, what a bomb.
Well, that again, we talked about being opportunistic. Here, Jones takes advantage of Dedrick Law. Law's going to do a better job with his coverage. Again, he gets burnt, and this time it costs Clemson big time. Great job by Michigan getting the score just when they needed it.
And the extra point attempt on the first one of the day for Cassius Castles through the uprights and good. Michigan 19-14, but a 1-play drive. Did they leave too much time for Clemson with 1:20 left to go?
I would say that they most likely did, but their defense has been stepping up in big time, so you've got to hope that the defense has at least one more stop and they're not out of gas.
Clemson has been 3 and out on the last 4 straight drives. Can they get a first down, because that will at least keep the drive alive? 1st down and 10 for Will Slay. Dane Jones coming out of the backfield, motioning out. Jones firing it, or excuse me, Slay firing it. It falls incomplete, but the coverage was there for Michael Ropine.
Ropine almost with a pick six there, maybe even.
Will Slay, the lefty gunslinger, firing it out, but it falls off the hands and incomplete. 6-16 for Will Slay, who came into this matchup last season against Michigan. He only had 7 incompletions. He was 37 incompletions. He was 37 of 43.
And throwing the ball.
It's odd. 3rd down and 10, but the pressure from the defensive line of Michigan gets through, and it's a 4th down and 10.
Good job by Logan Simmons to bring the pressure.
That's a 5th 3 and out for Clemson's offense.
Well, Clemson's got to step it up on offense right now. Notre Dame Michigan, is winning this battle. I'm sorry.
And getting close to midfield is Tim Benjamin on the kick return. And as you take a look, Tanner Jones, 101 yards in the first quarter, and adding to that with 144 yards and that touchdown to Tim Benjamin of series ago. And so we'll start here, 1st down and 10 at midfield. Tanner Jones, is he going to take another shot here? No, it's going to be a halfback screen, and he'll throw this one incomplete. That was a good throw away for Tanner Jones.
No, nobody there really looking for the ball, it looked like either. So, yes, a very good job there.
56 seconds left to go in the first half. Tanner Jones from shotgun will fire it underneath, but Dior Chapman, again, we've seen this a couple times. It seems like he's looking around before he hauls in the pass.
Well, he's got to do a better job looking the ball into his hands. That's for sure.
3rd down and 10. Tanner Jones will set up the halfback screen. Dior Chapman with the reception, but there is the swarm of Tigers defenders there, and that is going to force the punt as Dior Chapman, 5 receptions for 27 yards.
Well, again, Clemson just not allowing big plays to happen, and the big night for Jake Maddox continues. That's his 5th tackle.
Having a stellar game in here. Are you surprised that Clemson not taking the timeout here?
Somewhat I am. You would think that they want to try one more time and a score because time is rapidly ticking off the clock.
Let the play clock dwindle here. We're under 5 seconds on the play clock, under 10 seconds on the game clock, and the punt is away from Brian Russell, and signaling for the fair catch, but it will hit and bounce into the end zone for a touchback.
Well, I don't know, Jeff. I might try one last pass here, but we'll see. Maybe you want to just personally go to the locker room.
2-by-2 set. They're going to hand it off to Dane Jones, trying to break it outside, but there is Castle for a 2-yard tackle for loss, and that has brought us to the end of the first half of action. Michigan was down 14-9, but here in the second half, Michigan bringing it all the way back. It's now 19-14, Michigan on top. And as we come into the studio for halftime, Greg, just walk us through some of the things that you've noticed from the first half of action.
Well, I've noticed that both of these two teams have great tight defenses with great secondaries. I'm just really impressed with Michigan's resiliency here. They were not able to get the ball into the end zone for the longest time, but they kept chipping away at it, and they finally got it, and it got them a lead right there. We see with that touchdown pass to Tim Benjamin.
Yeah, what are you expecting from Clemson? They get the ball back to start the second half. They've looked a little mediocre on offense since the 2 touchdown drives that they had in the first quarter.
Well, I'd like to see Dane Jones again get started. I think that he's a good guy to run this offense through, and maybe if you can get him started, that'll open the pass game up a little bit more for Clemson.
And 1 turnover for Michigan. That was Tanner Jones, who threw the interception to Jesse Young, the corner for Clemson. Just want to give a shout out to everybody watching on YouTube. We got Josh Clayton, Brent Mills, Dane Jones, Josh Hoffman, as Dane Jones will return this one out. And great job at that. That's 31 yards. Eric Mears, Levy Temis. We got Hunky Dory Rick in chat. Ted Stern. Shay Marcion is in chat. And Anthony Richardson as well, as for the first drive of the second half. Will Slay will fire this one out. He's looking for his receiver, but it falls off the hands, incomplete.
Drew Staley does a nice job with his coverage right there.
Thank you for tuning in on the CFSL Week 2 action. Clemson versus Michigan here. As the pressure in Will Slay's face, and he's able to find the dot for Dwayne Forstall, 22 yards. And it looks like the offense could get going on that throw alone.
Well, Will Slay does a nice job just standing into the pocket and waiting for the receiver, Chase Miller, or the receiver to come open, and Forstall, and there's a first down.
Corey Dickerson, sorry I missed your name. I'll give you a shout out right here. Is Will Slay on first down and 10, scrambling around, and he will run up the middle, able to get 7 yards. It's going to be a 2nd and 3.
Nice job by Slay to pick up some yards there by Clemson.
2nd and 3 for Will Slay. He'll play action here to Dane Jones, and he's going to take a shot, and it's going to fall incomplete. He had the receiver wide open. If he would have just led him a little bit to the end zone, that would have been a touchdown.
Well, they're very lucky that didn't turn into one, because that was not a very good job by the linebacker on that coverage.
And Will Slay, 11 yards to Jonathan Lamar, enough to move the chains on this drive and keep it going.
Well, they're moving the ball like they need to, Jeff, and that's the big thing.
8 of 21 for Will Slay. Who would have predicted that one coming in? And Dane Jones only going for a 1-yard gain. As you take a look, 4 rushes and 1 yard as Cleus Castle with another tackle.
Well, there's not many answers right now for Clemson's offense, unfortunately.
And Will Slay will just have to fire this one to Chamberlain King coming out of the backfield, and it's going to be a 4-yard loss reception there.
Well, it looked like he had a little bit of room to run, and he ran out of bounds. I'm not sure I understand that.
3rd and 13, setting up the halfback screen to Dane Jones. Can he get outside? And there's going to be no blocking out there, and Dane Jones only 4 yards. But the coverage for the defense, Darka and company there to make the tackle, hold Clemson to a field goal.
Well, a good job to swarm him up by Michigan and hold Clemson to a minimal amount of points.
Fraser Flores will knock it through the uprights and good. It's going to be a 19-17 ball game. But more importantly, it looks like Michigan's defense finally holding Clemson in the red zone while they were driving to a field goal.
And Clemson's the one offensively that's going to have to start figuring things out here.
Return by Tim Benjamin goes for 26 yards. But all right, we've seen the first drive for Clemson now. That was a nice 8-play drive. What are you expecting from Tanner Jones in Michigan?
Well, I think that they need a nice long drive with another score right here and try to capitalize on what they've done.
Tanner Jones will fire this one out. Pressure coming in his face, and just have to throw this one away.
Well, Michigan's receivers are going to have to do a better job causing separation. You can't have little stalls like that.
2nd down and 10. Tanner Jones taking the shotgun snap. He's going to fire, but it's going to be picked off again for the 2nd time from the Clemson defense. This could be exactly what they need to get the momentum back on their side. And coming up is Caleb Braden, the outside linebacker, with his first interception.
Well, that's a good coverage job right there by Braden. A big-time play just right when they needed it. And now if you're Clemson, you got to get the ball into the end zone. You got to try to get ahead.
And they are set up perfectly at the 28-yard line of Michigan. Will Slay taking the shotgun snap. He's going to fire a pass. Is going to be caught. Oh, it's going to fall incomplete. Excuse me. I thought he caught that one. But the defense, Bobby Taylor, will bust it out and break it up.
You got to be more careful with your throws right there. That was kind of a careless throw.
2nd down and 10 for Will Slay taking the shotgun snap. He's going to fire this one underneath, and this time Forstall with the reception goes for a gain of 9.
Let's just keep moving the ball.
11 for 25. Will Slay, who would have predicted this one? 3 of 10 on 3rd down is Clemson. Pistol set. He's going to fire a pass. He's going to be caught, and taking a shot is the receiver as Michael Rapine coming down. The strong safety laying out the receiver there, but not before they pick up enough for the first down.
Well, a nice job is be willing to stand in there and take a hit right there. That's a nice physical play by both players.
Halfback draw. Dane Jones trying to find some room, and again, only 1 yard before Logan Simmons coming up and making the tackle.
Well, Michigan's the ones being tough at the goal line right now. Let's see if they can come up with the same stands that Clemson's been making.
19-17, Michigan on top of Clemson. Handoff to Dane Jones trying to get something going, but instead he's going to be only 2 yards there before coming up is John Hill Jordan.
And John Hill Jordan just comes up and meets Jones right there. Big time play.
Pistol full house. And a quick throw out, and that almost got me. Jonathan Lamar goes for 5, but the defense for Michigan holds tall again.
It looks like Raheem Darka again, and they're making another big play.
And Clemson looking to take the lead for the first time since the bomb play from Tanner Jones to Tim Benjamin, and it's through the uprights and good from Flores, and so now it's a 20-19 score. But again, it's these inopportune turnovers from Michigan that's really hurt them, as that is 10 points off of turnovers for Clemson's offense.
And those are the types of things that lose football games for you. In inopportune turnovers, you need a nice disciplined drive right here. The game's still very much at hand, and there's another chance to try to change the fortunes here.
Tim Benjamin with a 2-yard loss reception there is coming down and making the play is Kenneth Wilson, the corner for Clemson.
You've got to try to find some way to get your receivers involved, and they've not done the best job causing separation. So you try a little something, but obviously that's not working right now either. 2nd
and 12 for Jones, who takes the shotgun snap. Going to fire this one. Pass is going to be caught. It's going to be a short gain. As getting the reception on the play is going to be Kurt Andrews.
I'd like to see them go downfield, whether it's a shot or whatever, but you've got to really pick up some yards right here.
They are 0-7 on 3rd down. Tanner Jones looking to convert this 3rd down. He's going to fire it, but it's going to be over the head, and that's going to be a 4th down. And again, Clemson's offense will get the ball.
Well, that would have been a nice play if Jones would have been able to find a way to connect with him, but he wasn't able to do that, and unfortunately, Michigan's offense is off the field now.
And Brian Russell, we'll have to see him punt the football away to Dane Jones, who breaks off a tackle. He is still loose on his feet, trying to get outside. There is a flag down, I believe. We'll have to see. There is.
Clipping. Receiving team.
So while Dane Jones was doing all that breaking of tackles, the clipping penalty is going to drive the Clemson coach crazy, as that will march Clemson back, and they will start at their own 36-yard line.
Well, you gave up good field position on that right there, Jeff, and that's an irritating thing for a coach, I'm sure.
Pistol set formation here as Will Slay will throw it out. Forstall with 5 yards. But again, it's that Will Slay. Who would have thought that he'd be 14 of 28?
I would not have thought that at all. That's a little befuddling.
2nd down and 5 for Will Slay. Pistol set. They're going to try to set up the halfback screen. And what a move, but Castle is there to lay out Dane Jones as soon as he turns upfield. It looked like he was going to make the right play, but it looks like Castle's going to get the best of that.
Well, I'm a little impressed here. Michigan's defense is doing the same thing that Clemson's defense was doing, and making sure they're not giving up any big plays, and making sure that if Clemson does catch the ball on passes, they're there to stop it.
3rd and 3. Will Slay will keep it on the option, but he is going to be hit and stopped. 4-yard loss on the play, and what a job for Michael Ropine coming down from strong safety spot and getting Will Slay tackled for a loss of 4 on the play.
Well, Sly Spikes was in there as well, but he had an open look at it, and he bit on the run instead, but Ropine did a great job being there.
And the punt is away from James Tucker. Tim Benjamin fields it, and he's going to try to get something going, and he will get it out to the 35-yard line. So that is where we will see Tanner Jones, who went 3 and out after the interception, looking to right the ship a little bit.
Now you're going to need a sustained drive right here, because you're getting into the later part of the 3rd quarter, and you need a score.
On the 31-yard line, Tanner Jones trying to break it out, but he is going to be hit and stopped for a loss of 3 as the defensive line for the Clemson Tigers coming up big. Corey Dobbins.
That was the nice play by Corey Dobbins. Tanner Jones tried to show a little bit of his escapability right there, but he was not able to escape the big man.
And coming into this one, Clemson was a 9.5-point favorite, only up 1. So for all the bettors that bet on Clemson, there's 10 of you guys out there that made wagers on the 9.5. Clemson's going to have to do something on offense to get that going, as Dior Chapman will go for 7 yards. It's going to be a 3rd down and 6.
He gets stood up there by Noah Bishop. Good job by him.
3rd and 6 here, trying to convert a 3rd down for the first time today. Dior Chapman on the halfback screen, and he will get just enough for the 1st down and a little bit more. But man, oh man, that was close to not even being converted for a 1st down.
But it looks like that linebacker there is a little bit frustrated, and I would be too, because he got absolutely stood up by Dior Chapman.
1st down and 10, Tanner Jones. Shotgun formation, throwing it underneath, but the pass is going to fall off the hands and incomplete, looking for Kobe Shade.
But it looks like Noah Bishop did a pretty good job there in the coverage.
2nd down and 10. Tanner Jones in the shotgun formation. Tight end coming in motion from left to right. Tanner Jones setting up the halfback screen. Breaking out of a tackle is the fullback. That's Trey Jackson, the halfback, or the wide receiver, in the backfield, and they're getting back to the line of scrimmage.
But Clemson's defense knows how to game tackle. Jake Maddox comes up with the stop right there.
3rd down and 10. Can they convert again? But no, it's going to fall incomplete. Ty Perry getting his big paws on the football and batting it down, and that will be the punt for the Michigan offense.
Well, Clemson's offense needs to get on the ball right here and push ahead a little bit. I know we've talked about Josh Clayton a few times this evening. I know he made some projections in the league chat. It's not looking too good for you right now, buddy. I love you, but your team needs to step up.
So Dane Jones had 10 receptions for 102 receiving yards, 16 carries, 50 yards, and a touchdown last season against Michigan. And he's been held in check, but he breaks out of a tackle. He goes for a gain of 8 here, maybe getting going a little bit. It's now 7 rushes for 12 yards.
And I'm wondering if this Michigan defense is starting to get fatigued a little bit. They've been playing at a high level all night. Maybe they're starting to bend down a lot.
And they will keep it on the option as Will Slade breaking it outside, breaking off a tackle. He is still loose down the sideline, and he is going to be stopped inside the 40-yard line, but not before he gets inside Wolverine territory.
Well, a Michigan defender, it looks like Cletus Classel had a look at him right there, as it did a couple of others, and they just weren't able to bring him down. Turns into a big game.
Castle did it, and Darka even had a chance at him, and then Will Slay shrugged off of Darka like he was nothing. And it's 1st down and 10. Will Slay throwing this out wide. He is really lucky that one wasn't intercepted. The coverage was blanketed on that receiver screen.
And I was just going to bring up, he was very fortunate that there was no interception right there. Anthony Rice looks a little bit frustrated that he wasn't able to come up with a pick.
2nd down and 10. Will Slay will fire this one out. Pass is going to be caught by Dustin Ellis. 4-yard reception. It's going to be a 3rd down and 6.
Barry Ward does a nice job in his pursuit, limiting the yards right there and making sure that he got out of bounds.
4 of 13. Clemson Tigers offense on 3rd down. Tight end Maurice Ross in motion from left to right. Will Slay firing this one underneath. Pass is just going to be caught for a 1st down. Dwayne Forstall with an 8-yard reception, enough to move the chains.
Well, you got to be a lot more careful than that if you're Will Slay. There was an opportunity there for an interception by Michael Fisher, and not smart.
Will Slay, the gunslinging lefty, will throw it across the middle of the field. Pass is going to be caught. Jason Smith, 16 yards, and they're inside the red zone.
Well, Raheem Darka there with another stop. Otherwise, that might be a touchdown there on the part of Forsted.
As you take a look at the 1st downs, they're starting to come back to even. Michigan was on top early by a lot, but here Clemson coming back with the first downs as we're under a minute left to go in the third quarter. Will Slay keeping it on the option. Keeper looking to get outside. He puts it back inside, and that will be 6 yards. Going to be second down and goal coming up.
That whole side of that field just opened up for Will Slay right there. Easy yards.
Second down and goal with under 35 seconds left to go in the third quarter. Clemson on top, 20-19. Will Slay in the pistol full house set. Hand off to Dane Jones going up the middle, but he is going to be stopped at the 1 or 2 yard line. But that is Castle yet again meeting Dane Jones. We've seen this play before.
Yes, we have. And again, Castle making sure that a touchdown's not scored on him.
Under 10 seconds left to go in the third quarter. Will Slay will fire to the end zone. Pass is going to be caught in the end zone. Dorian Chase Miller, who had no touchdowns coming into today's game, now has 2 on the ball game.
Well, now is a great time for your first touchdown, and he does a good job slashing through Michigan's defense right there.
And the extra point attempt is through the uprights and good from Frazier Flores. It's now a 27-19 ball game with 6 seconds left to go in the third quarter.
Well, I'm looking for a better drive. Tanner Jones and Michigan right here. You've got to start making plays.
The return and looking with the hole, and that is Juice Staley, 33-yard on the return with 2 seconds left to go in the third quarter. But more importantly, what can Tanner Jones and company do on this drive to keep it alive?
You're just going to have to find some way to sustain it and stay ahead of schedule.
Tanner Jones taking the shotgun snap, going to fire it, and it's going to be caught out wide by Dior Chapman for 4 yards, and that will take us into the fourth quarter. Put your 4s up in the chat. It's now 27-19. Michigan with the ball. Can they answer Clemson's touchdown? We'll be back right after this. Welcome back to the start of the fourth quarter. 27-19, Clemson on top of Michigan here. Jeff Melanishin joined by Greg Cooksey in the booth at Dior Chapman with the carry there. Goes for only a short gain, but enough to pick up the chains and move the sticks here.
Well, he's been a little bit of a factor here in this second half. Jeff, let's see if they keep going to him.
First down and 10. Going to try to set up the halfback screen here to the receiver, Trey Jackson. Yeah, and it goes for only a pickup of 2, but this is something that probably could work. I mean, granted, this Clemson defense hasn't really been showing the blitzing pressure that they have, but it could work with that receiver screen.
It could, but they've got to figure out Clemson's coverage, because Clemson's coverage has done a great job.
And what a throw from Tanner Jones to Owen Ryan for 6 yards, 4 receptions on 33 yards is the tight end.
Looks like another stop right there for Noah Bishop.
8:04 left to go in the fourth quarter. Third down and 2. Dior Chapman getting loose, and he's got enough to move the chains, and he will take a shot at Aiden Berry and pick up more. Dior Chapman up to 20 yards now.
Dior Chapman is showing some toughness here. I really like it.
First down and 10. Tanner Jones will take a shot, but it's going to be underneath. Kobe Shade, 5 yards. Still, it's better than nothing. It's going to be a second down and 5.
I was just going to bring that up. You're chipping away at it. You're putting yourself into position to get on the scoreboard. There's nothing wrong with that at all.
Second down and 5. Dior Chapman going out to run a route. As Tanner Jones will fire underneath, and it will be just at the first down markers. Kurt Andrews. It looked like Noah Bishop, the middle linebacker, was there for another tackle.
He had him coming up on him, and he still made a catch and made sure that he reeled that in.
That was Ty Perry on the tackle there a moment ago as Tanner Jones will throw it out to the halfback coming out of the backfield. That's Roosevelt Payne. He goes for 9 yards.
Nice little pickup by Payne.
And Tanner Jones, 53 passing attempts. Holy shamoli. And here he will hand it off to... Oh, it's going to be a fumble by Trey Jackson. The receiver running for the coming in for Dior Chapman, and he fumbles it, and it's going to go back to Clemson.
And it looks like Corey Dobbins is the one who's there to pick it up and recover that fumble. D.R. Chapman's got to hang on to that football. Again, you can't put the ball on the ground, and that's what's cost Michigan here tonight, Jeff. All these turnovers, interceptions, a couple of fumbles. Comes back to bite you eventually, especially when you're headed towards the end zone.
And pistol set, they'll run it up the middle with Dane Jones, who goes for 9 yards, looking to get his feet going here in the later stages of the fourth quarter. But more importantly, that is the third turnover for Michigan. But remember, Tanner Jones did have a fumble, but it was recovered by Michigan. And here on 2nd down and 1, Will Slay will keep it on a beautiful option keeper, get just enough for the first down before coming down and making the play is Bray Ward.
Well, Michigan's bet on that a couple of times tonight, and it's cost them a first down both times. So a great job by Will Slay right there.
First down and 10. Will Slay taking the shotgun snap. Going to fire a pass. Is going to be caught. And look at that. Making some moves going through the middle of the Wolverine defense. Jonathan Lamar, 28 yards inside Wolverine's territory. That is not what the defense of Michigan wanted to see.
No, it isn't, but I have a feeling that this is what I'm talking about when I say there's a little bit of fatigue setting in. They need to be able to stop a play like that, and they weren't able to do it.
27-19. Tigers on top of the Wolverines. First down and 10 for Will Slay in the pistol set. He's going to hand it off to Dane Jones going up the middle, but it's going to be Castle yet again coming down and making the play.
Cletus Castle, that is his 9th tackle this evening. He has been all over the place.
Cletus Castle on the sportsbook was 14.5 tackles. He's still some time to get up to 15, but it's going to take a lot. As Will Slay will break this one out, and he will slide just before he saw Castle, and it's going to be 3rd down and 3.
Well, let's see if Michigan has one more stop in them. It's crucial. You cannot give up a score if you're going to try to get back into this one this late.
The score will bust it out to 11 as Dane Jones will get enough for the first down, dragging defenders with him.
Well, I might look to use Dane Jones a little bit more to try to close this one out because Michigan can't stop him at this point.
First down and 10. Will Slay has this drive on go. And he's going to play action and throw it across the middle, but it's going to be broken up. It's going to fall incomplete. More importantly, he's going to stop the clock.
Well, John Hill Jordan does a great job getting in there. Good job stopping this clock and slowing things down by Michigan's defense.
2-by-2 set. Will Slay throwing it to Dane Jones coming out of the backfield. That's the D.R. Chapman play for Michigan. But here, Clemson uses it to their advantage. It's going to be a 3rd down and 4.
Well, again, you need stops. Stop them if you're Michigan.
Pistol set. Will Slay will keep it on the option, trying to go outside, but he keeps it inside, and he is going to be tackled, but not before he picks up the first down. Will Slay up to 87 yards rushing, and that's what's hurt the Wolverines defense in this game.
Absolutely, and it looked like Percy Gunn had a shot at him, and he bit on the run instead.
10th play of the drive, and Will Slay will be depleted in the backfield by John Hill Jordan.
Well, Jordan's had a decent night tonight. 5 tackles, 3 for loss. Can't do it all on your own, though. You need to help him and Cletus Castle.
11th play of the drive. 2nd down at 13. What will Clemson's offense decide to do? Receiver coming in motion from left to right. Trips to the top of the formation now. He stays in to block and he releases, but Will Slay will fire it. Pass is going to be caught by Dorian Chase Miller for 9 yards, but more importantly, Chase Miller, look at that. 3 receptions, 23 yards, 2 touchdowns, so doing a lot with a little.
Big night for him. He's a special talent, and he's showing it here this evening in front of the home team.
3rd down and 5. Will Slay setting up the halfback screen. Dane Jones hurdles into the end zone for a touchdown. 9-yard touchdown reception. More importantly, could put the game on ice, but I should say Michigan will get the ball back, and we've seen they have been a quick strike team. Remember, if you have to go all the way back to the end of the first half where they had a 1-play drive, that was a bomb from Tanner Jones to Benjamin.
And that's what you're going to need right here. You're going to need some kind of a play to spark this offense, score, and then get back out on the field and do it again if you're Michigan.
Frazier Flores kicks the extra point attempt through the uprights, ain't good. It's a 34-19 ball game now, and we kind of touched on this a little bit, but Tanner Jones, it has just been a house of horrors in the second half when they had the ball. It was an interception on their first series of the second half. Then they had a 3-and-out, and then they punted, and then the costly fumble when they were looking to put up some points. But now, more importantly, what do you expect from Tanner Jones?
Just stay calm and stay in there and try to make the plays happen the best that you can.
First down and 10 for Tanner Jones. We'll see. He throws it, and pass is going to be caught by Trey Greer. Haven't called his name since the first half of action. 5 receptions on 49 yards now for Trey Greer.
That's a guy I'd look for to make some plays because the plays that he has made have been big ones. Maybe he can make one for you down the stretch.
Tanner Jones will keep it on the option. Does he have the blockers outside? And Aiden Berry will come down and tackle him, but not before they move the sticks.
Good play there by Jones. Keep that up.
34-19. Tigers on top of the Wolverines. Tanner Jones has the Michigan ball, and they are looking to march down the field and put up some points. And here he throws it to Ryan, the tight end, for 6 yards.
We've seen Ryan here a little bit this evening. He's made some plays, stepped up.
Aiden Berry with another tackle. He's up to 9 on the night. Second down at 4. Tanner Jones taking the shotgun snap. Pocket is collapsing. He has to throw it just before McAllister gets home. And boy, oh boy, did he have to chuck that one away. Luckily, it fell incomplete.
Well, you can't have setbacks like that, and that is a setback, and it's really late to have something like that happen.
Michigan, 44% on third down, but today they are 2 of 11 and make that 2 of 12. The defense for Clemson coming up, and they are going to have to go for it on 4th down and 4.
Well, go downfield here. Take a shot. What do you have to lose at this point, I suppose?
4th down and 4. What will they decide to call? Tanner Jones taking the shotgun snap, going to fire it, and they are going to get it just by the nose of the football. That is going to be caught by Kurt Andrews.
Well, Kurt Andrews steps up and makes a big play right there, keeping this drive alive. Great job.
There we go. Hurry up. Tanner Jones taking the shotgun snap. Pocket starting to collapse. He's just got to chuck this one, and it falls incomplete. Looking for his receiver out wide, but there was double coverage from the Clemson Tigers.
Looks like Jake Maddox finally got his hand in there.
Jones, shotgun snap, trying to set up the halfback screen. Pass is going to be caught, turning upfield. Oh, taking a shot. That's Roosevelt Payne, but he goes for 5 yards. Going to be a 3rd down and 5 coming up.
Well, this is probably going to be one of your last big chances to try to make something happen. You've got great field position. Look for Tim Benjamin. Look for your other wide receivers that have made plays tonight. That's the best you can do.
And if you guys are enjoying this one, you're going to enjoy the one coming up. We got USC, Alabama coming up right after this one is over in about 30 minutes, 40-minute time. As the throw to John Hill joined for 4 yards from Tanner Jones. Going to be a 4th down and 1. They're going to have to convert another 4th down here.
Well, it's the ball game if you don't convert right here, I think. Let's see what happens.
Tanner Jones, 1 yard away from getting the drive, keeping the drive alive, and he will take a pop at the end of that run. Boy, oh boy, what a shot. Lucky to hold on to the football is Tanner Jones, and they will get the 1st down to move the chains. They're going to go hurry up. 1st down.
Sometimes you just got to make things happen on your own, and there he does.
And Tanner Jones will throw it out to Kobe Shade for 5 yards.
Got to manage the clock well right here, Jeff.
All 3 timeouts left to go. You know they probably don't want to use them unless they need to. And there, Tanner Jones, the Kobe Shade forehead. That is going to be a touchdown. His first one of the night. Kobe Shade, what a time to come alive. And what a drive that was orchestrated by Tanner Jones. We saw this at the end of the first half, and here he does it at the end of the second.
Well, there's been times tonight where this Clemson defense has not been up to the challenge of coverage, and here Jake Maddox gets taken care of right there.
They will go for 2. Tanner Jones looking to throw this one into the end zone for 2 points. He's got to find something. Oh, and it falls off the hands and incomplete. It looked like the intended receiver was John Hill Jordan.
Well, great job by Clemson just collapsing in on that wide receiver and making sure that ball fell incomplete.
And the onside kick attempt will be recovered by Mark Woods. And we're going to see a series of 3 timeouts from Michigan, hoping to get that football back.
Well, Will Slay's had a pretty big night tonight, especially on the ground. I think you need to try to close it out. I'd look to see some runs with him and Dane Jones, but Yeah, big night tonight by Will Slay.
And you know that the sportbook bettors, they want Clemson to put a field goal on the board or any points on the board, as if the result will stand, Michigan will cover that 9.5-point spread, as the first timeout for Michigan is taken, but a gain of 3. And here Will Slay will keep it on the option on the second down attempt, and it's going to be another timeout. It's coming down and making the plays for Michael Ropine.
Well, we'll see. It's going to come down to this play, I think, right here, Jeff.
3rd and 4, Will Slay looking to set up the halfback screen, and Dane Jones will be hit and tackled on the play. Percy Gunn, the defensive tackle.
Well, you gave yourself one last chance here. Nice play by Gunn right there, stepping up and making sure he tackles.
As the punt will go into the end zone for a touchback, and Michigan will have to travel a long way to put some points on the board, but they need some help. They need to recover the onside kick attempt as well if they even get in. This has to beg the question, if you get past inside field goal range, do you just take it and then live to fight? And Tanner Jones will convert a long throw to Kobe Shea for 31 yards. They're going to have to hurry this one up.
I think you need to try to get into the end zone here, Jeff. That's your best chance.
Bring it up to the line. Clemson's defense looking to get back outside. They do. Tanner Jones waiting too long, and he's going to be hit and sacked, and they're going to have to hurry this one up. And getting in there is Corey Dobbins.
Well, a big loss when you can afford it. You got to get back quickly if you're Michigan.
They will spike this one for a 3rd and 18, coming up with 51 seconds left to go.
Well, we'll see what they can dial up right here. They were able to dial up the big shot at the end of the first half. Let's see if they can do it again.
Tanner Jones, shotgun, taking a step back, and he will fire it to Juice Staley for 14-yard reception. Everybody getting involved for the Wolverines offense.
Well, that's great to see the defensive back stepping up and making a play, but you got to get the ball past the first down line, and you didn't do it right there.
4th and 4, looking to keep the drive alive. Tanner Jones will fire this one. Pass is going to be caught by Dior Chapman for 9 yards, and they're going to hurry this one up.
That's what you got to do. Just keep going and make sure you hurry back to the line of scrimmage.
38 seconds left to go. 37 on the clock when Tanner Jones spikes it. So it'll be a 2nd down and 10 coming up. Second and 10, 37 seconds left to go. Tanner Jones looking to throw it. Pass is going to be batted away, and it's going to fall incomplete as the pressure from Ty Perry all over the receiver.
Well, he's done a great job tonight making sure that passes are defended, and there he does another one.
3rd and 10, Tanner Jones pocket collapsing, and down he goes. Bill McAllister yet again dropping Tanner Jones on his back, and it's going to be 4th and 18.
Well, big-time players make big-time plays, and that's what Bill McAllister has done all night, and he does it again.
Tanner Jones, this is not going to do it, as he will check it down to Roosevelt Payne, and that will turn the ball over to Clemson, and they will walk out of here with a 9-point victory.
Well, Michigan showed a lot of heart here tonight, Jeff. I know that it didn't turn out the way they did, and there were some frustrating moments, but there are some things that they can build on and take into this next game that are positives, I think.
Yeah, we just have to. That was a good game from Tanner Jones. He probably threw it a lot more than probably what Michigan would have liked to have. But in a game like this, I mean, they had a chance. They were in the lead, but give credit to Clemson coming back and pulling out the win. You take a look at Will Slay, the player of the game. Any final thoughts, Greg, on the game?
Well, I said earlier that Clemson expects to be a big-time player in the SEC. In the last couple of weeks with their performance, they've proved it.
And so, on behalf of my analyst, Greg Cooksey, and Commissioner, Executive Producer, Mike Peters, my name is Jeff Melanishin. Thank you guys so much for tuning into the presentation of the CFSL. We will be back in just a matter of moments. Actually, give us about 30 to 40 as we got USC, Alabama coming up next. Thank you guys for tuning in. Have a good night.